Welcome to my channel. Today I will be doing a page from the book by Jade Summer. I have this giant book where I have actual four smaller books connected in one. And when I received this book, I was sure that the most interesting and inspiring parts for me will be that about dragons or maybe about vampires. And when I looked at this book with slightly childish looking fairies, I was sure that it's not the book for my taste, it's not the paper for my taste, and that I won't be coloring much in this part of the book. And surprisingly, in this part of the book now I have biggest amount of finished pictures. Well, I don't know why. Maybe because when I color here, I feel absolutely stress free. I don't care much if the coloring will be success or failure because images they are not bad, but as I said, they are slightly childish for me, so they are interesting and easy to color, but in the same time, I don't care if the final result won't be very interesting. Also, I discovered that when I search stress-free about on the picture about which I don't care that much, it's easier for me to experiment with different media. For example, on the previous picture which I did in this book, which was called The Spring Princess, where I had beautiful girl in green dress surrounded by animals, and she represented border between spring and winter time. I will leave you a link to that coloring. So there I experimented with gouache, with acrylic paints a lot, and it really helped me to understand better how to use those paints on this thin paper. And really I enjoyed such a learning process. Also, I think that when I looked at the pictures in this part of the book, somehow it's very easy for me to imagine some kind of stories behind them. For example, here we have huge bird, we have couple of fairies. But when I looked closer at this image, I immediately noticed that actually it's a warrior bird. She has armor. And also that cave or stones behind it, it really looks like huge icicles, like huge piles of ice. So I imagine the story that maybe this warrior bird was captured and held in the huge cave of ice. And maybe these two tiny fairies tried to free the bird, and now they are trying to create her escape, helped her to escape from the ice cave. That was the beginning of my coloring, and this story behind the picture, it really helped me to decide with the initial colors. Of course, I will be doing a huge background with eyes, so I will be using various shades of blue, and I also want to do quite dramatic background where I have sky on this page. I didn't want to use simple black color for the sky, so I decided to add a little bit of blue into black. This blue tint is slightly visible around clouds, but still it's a little bit more interesting comparing to the plain black color. I decided to make clouds also more dramatic, so apart from traditional gray, I used a little bit of burgundy color. For this coloring, I decided to use budget pencils because lately I was accused that my videos they are difficult to watch because I started to use more luxury pencils like polychromos probably. So I decided to use some of my budget pencils. You will see Black Widow, I will be using Monarch set, I will be using my set Scorpio, and also I will be using Black Widow set for dark skin tones. And also sets like Starjoy, they also have nice selection of blue, so they also will be quite helpful. If you like this page and if you want to color together with me, you definitely don't need to use the same pencil brands. For the sky, you can use any black and any blue to mix them. I am sure that you will be able to find any gray and dark red color, dark burgundy color for the clouds. For the eyes, you will need a lighter and darker shade of blue. Even Prismacolor has such pencils like Electric Blue, True Blue, maybe Copenhagen Blue, and I would advise to add one slightly different shade of blue like Cobalt Turquoise, slightly more greenish tint. I would say that black Widow pencils were acceptable on this page. They were able to cover paper quite nicely with a couple of layers of pigment and even without using blender. The only thing, somehow to get the right amount of intensity of color, I had to press harder on these Black Widow pencils comparing to the normal pressure which I usually use with polychromos pencils. So I would say that my arm and hand they tired more quickly. And of course I had to protect the rest of the book putting some cardstock beneath the page where I worked because paper is quite thin here, and also to protect the rest of the book from reprinting from the back paint on the other side of this page. So black paint, when I press quite hard on the image, so it can be imprinted on the next image, so be careful. As usual, I decided to start coloring from more boring part, from the background, that big sky, then huge area of the ice cave, and then I will go to more interesting parts. This warrior bird, I especially interested in coloring her armor and of course her feathers. I must confess that color combo for the bigger part of the page, for the bird, for the background, I decided almost immediately when I looked at the page. But colors for the fairies, I haven't decided yet. I hope that when I do the bigger part of this image, it will be easier for me to understand how bright I want clothes and wings of the fairies, and I think that it will be nice distraction from my usual coloring in Teresa Goldrich book, in Kanoka Yaguza, and of course I also intend to use some paint here. Some areas I want to mask a little bit, and in some areas paint will help me to add additional highlights. So I hope that you will be watching this coloring process, and I am glad that I decided to do something in Jade Summer. I think that I hadn't touched her books for several months already.